I kind of actually just realized that the background music has rain. So hi guys. Happy Sunday and Father's Day and Trinity. I forgot the name of the day today. I'm sorry, I girl failed Catholicism today. Are you changing my... Oh, I didn't open... Mix it up. Give me a second. Sorry, mix it up. It's not your day off. Firstly, that. Secondly, this. There you go. Trinity Sunday. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, let me open mix it up real quick. I'm like, wow. I did everything in good timing. Wrong. Wrong. Hello, Junie. Hello, it's Junie. Hello. Does anyone else want to say hi? Recite the whole Athanasian Creed right now. No, it's Father's Day. Leave me alone. I'm allowed to do what I want today because I said so. So, no. You can't make me. Hi, Junie. Hi, Bob. In Spain, it has been before, but happy Father's Day for you. Yes, it is Father's Day in America. I'm not sure why it's this day, but usually in Europe, I don't know if this is also Spain, but it's like March 16th or something like that. No, March. It might be March 16th, right? I think it's something like that. It's the feast day of Saint Joseph during Lent, so March. Yeah. Gotta say lots of hellos. Hello, 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 hello. I can go back to saying individual hellos if you'd like. Just so you guys Junie, I charity you. What Bible translation are you using? I don't know if my Bible says charity instead of love. But I don't recall. I thought about like holding my microphone like I'm on a podcast, but I don't know if I'm gonna do all that. May not be able to stay long because of supper and evening prayer. Oh yeah, absolutely. Don't worry. Today is a rest day. So do whatever you do on your rest day. Lay down, take a nap, you know, have some food, relax. March. Okay, yeah. Because it's St. Joseph's feast day. So in Italy, I know it's on St. Joseph's feast day, but yeah, that's why I panicked when I was abroad, because I was like, I forgot about Father's Day? I'm the worst daughter in the world. It is not so. It was a different day, so it's okay. She's my favorite moot. Yeah, we're mutuals now. After you blocked me, I forgave you. I was gonna say because you're Lutheran, but that's not true. Because we're amigos. You and I. I wish it was a rest day for me. It should be. I always try to do less work on Sundays, but these days, I haven't been doing that. Should I block milk? No! I give you a candle though. We're already friends. Are we not friends? I thought we were friends. I'm excited for the candles coming though. I don't think I've ever been shipped a candle. So I don't know how that works. But we're gonna find out together. Sunday becomes my rest day for the summer because my church switches services to Saturday. Why is that? So I bought you the candle. Really? As reconciliation? It's okay. We'll all find out what Hatsune Miku smells like. I'll try and give like a really good descriptor of it so you guys can be there with me to experience it. Yes, that's crazy. I do light a lot of candles on a weekly basis though. What I used to do is when I was working on a big project but I didn't want to do it, I would light a big candle and I'd work until the candle burned down. Pro of that being I got a lot done. Con of that being I forgot to eat. It wasn't today though. It wasn't today. Don't worry, I didn't do work today. I'm trying not to. But like I'm staring at live 2D cubism and I'm like, it wouldn't be so bad to do a little rigging today for fun. No, Junie. No. College campus-based church. Oh, okay. Okay. How's it going, Junie? It's going. How's it going for you? If I wrong you, then I will buy you a candle. Okay. I will add beeswax candles to the throne. Milk understands the temporal debt due to sin and the need for penance. Is that not a Lutheran thing? I thought it was also like a Lutheran thing to do penance. I think all people should do penance. Hot take. This is not a hot take. I don't think this is hot. This is like room temperature take. I think that everyone should do penance. According to their state of life and also for the betterment of their souls and not for like self-punishment. That's what I think. I think penance is good. Give up the sweets, you know, for a week. It'll make you less attached to sweets in general and then you won't miss it as much. I ain't English native. What is a penance? Let me ask the catechism actually. Actually, Bob, you're a moderator. Get the catechism definition of penance, please. Better not use AI, or else I'll strangle you through the screen. I'm joking, I wouldn't do that. From my understanding, penance can just mean the same thing as repentance. That's pretty close. I don't want to misspeak. Okay, here's the thing. Today is like Trinity Sunday, and it's one of my favorite days because every time there's a Trinity Sunday, the priests try to explain the Trinity again, or like rework it, or try to like explain why we don't fully understand the Trinity, and it's true. So I'm always like, oh man, well, I don't want to say anything heretical because it's Trinity Sunday and I'm not gonna say the right thing about the Trinity. So I'm like, let me not. Junie turned Bob into Bob GPT. Well, yes, because he started using chatbots for answers. Same with Scruffy, so yeah. You know, it's great. This is why I love having moderators. This is amazing. I have a really bad opinion of... No, don't worry. Listen. Your mind will change once you talk to Milk more. He's like the best ever, okay? Don't worry. I had the same thought. I was like, that guy I hate more than anyone. And then I got over it because Milk is really nice. And I'm like, oh, they're actually fine. Okay. Okay. Recently learned most churches around the world do not say the Hail Mary during prayers of the faithful. Every church I've been to has done. Yeah. I don't think we do that. There are many, yeah. Whoa! No swearing. Whoa. I ended up trying to explain the Trinity to a Muslim and Hindu coworker a few weeks ago. How'd it go? Do you think you did a good job? Like every time you're like, it's like a clover with 3 parts. Or it's like a cake with 3 different ingredients that you all bake together so it makes the same thing. Wrong! Incorrect. But close enough. But not actually, but close enough. I'm eating flan. Yo, are you sharing though? Which heresy did you use? That's usually how it goes. Like, it's such a big thing to try and explain, you know? Okay, I would greatly appreciate if you don't say those kinds of things about Mr. Martin. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, no worries. Don't worry. Guys, I have very, very big news on Wednesday. I can't tell you yet, but like it's finally here. We're like halfway through Juni month, basically. Whoa. Yeah. We love news. I don't know how much I can tell you vaguely yet. It's pretty hard to explain, but I think I did alright. I certainly did explain why we can't fully understand the whole workings of the Trinity. I think that's the most important part. As long as you're like, well, it's kind of like this, but at the end of the day, eat out or out. Conversion is accomplished in daily life gestures of reconciliation, concern for the poor, the exercise and defense of justice and right. By the... Oh, you copy and pasted this directly from the catechism. That is what I asked. It's true. By omission of faults to one's brethren, fraternal correction, revision of life, examination of conscience. That's a good one. Spiritual direction. Also a good one. Acceptance of suffering, endurance of persecution for the sake of the righteousness. Taking up one's cross each day and following Jesus is the surest way of penance. Okay, yeah. Yeah! I'm saying it like the catechism wasn't going to do a good job. Of course. I'm proud. That's good. I gotta really like get into catechism in a year, you know? Because I feel like, listen, I was catechized 3 years ago? 2 years ago? 2 years ago. 3. I started in September of 2022. So however the math is mathing, you know, it's fine. It hasn't been full 3 years yet. Roughly that time. So I feel like I gotta get back into it again, you know? I would send somebody my catechesis book. I think it was very succinct and helpful. It didn't answer everything, but it answered a lot of things, so I appreciated that. What was before that time? Not catechism. Not catechesis. You can grow math your way to 3 years. It started in 2022, and it is now 2025. So, like, months aside... Yeah. Close enough. Okay, great. Yeah. I got distracted. This week, you will find out things. Next week is going to be a very big deal. Okay? Because this week I'm telling you things, but next week the thing happens, and then also you see the full model next week. So, I'm nervous? But I'm also very excited because I've been working on some stuff. You know, as a halfway checkpoint, I don't know if I would stream every day again, at least not on both platforms at the same time doing the same thing. I'd probably alternate platforms between 1 to 2. can't say the other thing. Thanks. I realized that streaming every day is not bad, but I think it would be smarter to do longer streams less days of the week. But I felt like I wanted to do this because I hadn't been streaming that much. Because I've been working on so many things, and so my balance between streaming and not streaming was super off. So I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna stream for a full month so I can like take a break from just doing behind the scenes stuff and actually do the thing I'm supposed to be doing, aka streaming. So I'm finding a good balance with it. But I do like the idea of streaming a teeny bit most days, but I cannot say more about that yet. Wednesday cannot come soon enough. I'm so excited. I'm so excited, but I can't tell you anything. Streaming every day seems tiring. You know? It's not as much as I thought it would be. You know? It's actually fine. I don't know, like, you know, it's just something to not necessarily look forward to, but something to anticipate every day. It's like, okay, well, it's Monday, so Minecraft happens on Monday. It's Tuesday, we're doing arts and crafts. You know, so you go to sleep and you're like, okay, well, I already know my day is gonna revolve around streaming for anywhere between 2.5 to 4+ hours. So, you know, you kind of get yourself in the headspace of like, tomorrow I gotta do it again. So I assume that's kind of what a 9 to 5 feels like. I mean, I've worked 9 to 5s, but I've worked longer hours than 9 to 5s for longer time periods without overtime. So I don't know. I can't remember a time of having a normal 9 to 5 necessarily, but you know, I appreciate you streaming every day, recharging my Junie battery. I'm glad you like it. You're like a religious with this schedule. Yeah, so I kind of plan my day around, okay, I'm not going to stream too early in the morning so that way I have time to go to mass, right? I wake up around the same time every day, at the latest 7:30, okay? I go to mass, all right? And then I stream. And if I stream later in the evening, it's because I'm doing like stream-related work stuff. And then I stream, or running errands and then I stream. If I stream later in the day, it's because I front load the work stuff because it's on my mind and I want to just get it done. So then I'll stream later. You know? Yeah. Riff says his merch goal is to make a keychain that you cannot resist. You, Junie specifically. Huh? What? Valkyrie, welcome! If you don't work a 9 to 5, can you still appreciate Dolly Parton's classic song 9 to 5? You're asking me, a southerner, if I can appreciate Dolly Parton? Without any extra context, the answer by default is yes. Crazy work. Crazy work. Man. SMH. But hi, Jackal. I hope you're doing well. I was gonna say, what are you doing here? Aren't you in Japan? But that was like a year ago. Need Junie co-working stream? Listen. We can schedule that in. If you would like to do a co-working stream, if there's interest in a co-working stream, that can be done. I want to start doing them in the fall when everyone's back in school. You know? I'd be down for that. But to be honest, just chatting streams or cozy streams or co-working streams, because you guys usually work while I stream anyhow. So, in my experience, the VTuber just gets distracted. In co-working streams, listen, I'm trying to lock in because the VAngeli girls and I were like, man, I have so much stuff to do, but like, no time to do it, or like I keep forgetting, or I get distracted, and it's like, all right, guys, we gotta get in a call and we gotta like do work. So that's probably happening soon. Let's not take Miley Cyrus's cover of Jolene is better than Whoa. I think it was good. And I think it was different. I don't know about that. Bob liked co-working streams. Junie also liked co-working streams. The amount of times I've watched Jemmy's like work with me, study with me video, many. many times. I think I should make one myself, but I want to make one when I have the new model, so. I mean, I have it, it's just she can't move yet. Yeah, they don't focus on their work. I definitely kind of lock in. Unmod Scruffy for that one. Nah, can't. It was better. You know, I think it was good. Yeah. To be alone and with nothing in the background to focus. I'm not that way. So I guess I understand if people get distracted because when they do co-working stuff, they feel like they have to completely focus on their thing without any extra noise or extra stimulation whatsoever. I'm not that way. I will have one tab open with a live stream, another tab open with music with words, another tab open with ambient background noise. Okay, I'll have something going on my desk usually, and then I'll be completely locked in. Like, I have 2 monitors and I make full use of both monitors when I'm getting stuff done. One monitor is, I used to have this like picture of a streamer, and it's like, can you lock in? And so I have that like as half of one of my monitors, so whenever I look over getting distracted, I see his face of disappointment, and then I remember that I need to focus. I don't know. What is a co-working stream? Okay, so like the prefix co usually means like with, so it's like a work with stream. Okay, so I'll be working on something and you'll be working on something, and we will be working together on separate things. It's kind of like when you ask your friends to go study in the library, right? You might not be working on the same thing, but you're like with each other. Yeah. Streamer is working on something and it's just a chill focus time. Yeah. Make Morms unite! I would crash out with that. No, well, yeah. I was talking to Mira about it and she's like, why would you do that to yourself? I don't know. Can you lock the heck in? Yeah. I need that. Ah, like that. Yeah, like that. Something playing in the background is optimal for working. Especially for me, like, because I'll get distracted by background noise if I'm not listening to something. Like, if my brain isn't focusing on an audio thing, and I'm not completely focused yet, like, if I'm not in the zone, I will get distracted if I hear something, like, someone microwave something, or someone drops something, or, like, the washing machine going off. I will not focus. So I need to have headphones because I'll get distracted. Junie and Junie chat. KJ and M's. I like doing those, but I can't show anything I work on because it's hypersensitive info. I know, that's what I'm trying to understand. Like, I don't know. This is how I treat 90% of streams. Real. Need something in the background to work effectively. It's me too. Yeah. If there isn't background noise, my brain will make its own. So I need background noise. Yeah. I'll start like spacing out. You know, I'll be daydreaming when I'm supposed to be working on stuff. Almost always work when people stream. Yeah. I mean, especially because I stream in the middle of the day. I love streaming in the middle of the day. For me, it's a good time because I still have the second half of my day. Most of the time. I can get good use out of the morning. Most of the time. Yeah. But I think this week I might have streams that are a little bit later because I still have to prepare for that thing that's happening next week. So I want to have all my ducks in a row, you know? So I'll probably stream tomorrow at 3 and then... yeah, tomorrow at 3. And then I'll probably keep Tuesday the same time. Yeah, definitely, because I have something going on Tuesdays. And then Wednesday will be noon for sure, because I have something Wednesday night. Yeah. She doesn't abandon me to sadness. That's not my fault. Don't worry, Junie, you have my full attention for the next 5 minutes while I finish dinner. I challenge you to eat dinner in the quiet. What I've started doing, or what I try to do most of the time, is that I try to have a book when I'm eating. You know? Yeah. I'm sorry to ask again, due to my English listening is terrible. I don't know if you answer me. If that is the case, would you mind to tell people that, do you think of my collab? Sorry, what part did you mention about a collab? Could you tell me about your collab again? I'm scrolling all the way up to see what you said, and I didn't see. I was thinking... Oh, let me see. Scroll. And I think I missed it. Can you tell me what you mean? The thing about background music is when a song comes on that's entirely contrary to the thing you're doing, like reading a serious book and zoning back into bouncy, happy music. Okay, this is what you do. You gotta have a playlist for vibes. Okay? If you're in the mood for like dramatic music, you gotta have the playlist for dramatic music. Okay? You gotta have enough songs that the algorithm will not throw ridiculous things at you once the playlist ends. That's what you gotta do. The chat blanket on the line. I can't sacrifice watch time. Yeah, the chat blanket. I think he's asking about co-working streams. It was before I was thinking we could do a collab. I don't know if I'd ever do a collaborative co-working stream, because I think if I had a collab partner while I'm streaming, working stuff, I will definitely want to talk to that person and we won't get anything done. Usually when I try to do like co-working, I do actually try to get stuff done. I'll go for so long. Oh, hi Hoshinari. Whoa, don't do that. Don't do that. I like my roulette wheel playlist. Yo, me too. Me too. But usually, I don't know, I feel like I don't do serious enough work. Like if I'm doing research, I don't really care what's in my ear. You know, I listened to the like I cover, like the male cover of it on loop for like 4 hours the other day before stream. So I don't know. If I have an earworm, that's just my life. I'll listen to the same song over and over and over and over and over again. And then I'll end the day, go to sleep, wake up, listen to the song on loop again. Nothing else. You know? Just like that. I'm eating Taco Bell right now. I don't know why I've been craving a Big Mac. Low key, I kind of want to have a Big Mac. But it's like storming, so no Big Mac for me. Okay, no problem. I appreciate it. Yeah, it usually takes me a while to collaborate with people as well. I don't do it as much. I don't know if I don't think I'm necessarily... He is a star! His English is so... Yeah. Yeah. There needs to be like an official tier list of like Project Sakai characters and their English ability. I think... Sometimes they have really good pronunciation and Tsukasa Tenma is just like, no. I am star. Period. It's like, alright. Put Ryui and Mafuyu on top. Yeah, and then I'll put on, like, second because her pronunciation of, like, tomato was very good. Listen. You can brave the storm, I believe in you. Yeah, so I took a nap. And I felt really weird about the nap. Because, like, the thunder was going a little bit crazy, and then I sat up, and I saw a flash. Mind you, I wasn't wearing my glasses, obviously, because I was trying to sleep. And, I saw it, like, crash down, like, the lightning. And I was like, huh, that's weird. And I was like, oh, okay, it is shaking the entire establishment. Oof. That's rough. You guys need real street tacos. I have we have a street taco place. But, listen, if you're really in a pinch, I think this is maybe controversial. I think Buffalo Wild Wings has decent street tacos. I'm sorry. I've been talking to Brits so much I started saying tomato. Wow. Congratulations. That's wonderful. Alright, well, goodbye everyone. I'm gonna go sit outside and listen to the rain. That is wonderful. Tomorrow I'm gonna... Maybe today. Probably tomorrow. I got some flowers, like some seeds. So I'm gonna grow some stuff. Because Because I have space to grow my plants now. Listen, you haven't seen real lightning until you come to Tampa. Scruffy, how do you think weather works? Wait, what do you mean by that? Is it like a landscape thing, or how does that work? What do you mean? I like watching storms and stuff, like when there's somewhere that's completely flat, like farmland. That's great. You can see a tornado like really clear. Lightning capital of the world. Oh, you guys have a bunch of like tall buildings with lightning rods or something? Go swimming in the... That's a threat. I think that's a threat. Junie, what Bible book would you recommend for unemployment people? Probably... What do you mean? Do you mean I have a lot of time and I want to read the Bible? Or do you mean I need advice? You know, because personally, I think you can finish the Bible in like 4 months if you're unemployed. And you should. But if you want like advice, I would say Proverbs. You know, obviously, tried and true, read the Gospels again. But if you just have time on your hands and you really want to get into the nitty-gritty, I would say read the Old Testament. Start from the beginning. Read through the entire Old Testament. If you have time, you know. Florida has more powerful lightnings. Oh. Best part about lifeguarding was when everyone would leave and I got to do silly stuff. Please don't get into lightning water, guys. Hi guys, hi Roki. Maybe job book. You if you're unemployed, you can read Job. I get, you know, yeah. OB Classic, welcome. I like Corinthians. I like Corinthians. I think recently I would like to get more into the letters of St. Paul, just in general, because that feels very like practical right now. You know, it's telling us all the stuff we should be doing and what we should not be doing, and I have a very strong feeling a lot of people are not listening. Those people are me, so I need personally to read it again. Trying so hard not to make that joke because I thought you were serious. Aha, thank you. Yeah. I was like, man, Romans, Ephesians, and Hebrews are my favorite books in the Bible. That is so not surprising to me. My church is doing 1 Timothy right now, and it's super applicable. Do you guys say applicable or applicable? I don't know how I was gonna pronounce it the second way, actually. What a coincidence. I'm starting Job today. Job or Job? Now I'm confused. I want to say the book of Job, but Job, because it's spelled the same. That's very good English. That's very good English. When you understand poetry and when you can make jokes based off of different words in a different language, that means you really understand the language. So, incredible job. This all goes back to my suggestion to do a Bible book tier list. I don't think I should rank the books in the Bible. Personally. The book after Esther. Okay, yeah. Wait, really? Is it? Man. I really need to look at my Bible order for real. What's going on? I'm losing my touch. The like Protestant foundation has fled my body. Forgot the order of the books of the Bible. Someone who hasn't read the Bible, I don't know where to start. Oh, Roki! Bible in a year. Father Mike Smits. Listen to 15 minutes of the Bible every day. Okay. But if you want to read on your own, I would say start with the Gospels. Read the Gospels. I think John is the easiest. Personally. John is good. I would say Proverbs is very good because it's just straightforward advice. You know. Romans is good. You know. I think those are decent places to start. When I was a kid, the first book I read all the way through was Revelations. So if you want, like, I don't want to call it high fantasy because it's the Bible, but like if you want that vibe, I would say start there. Come on, Romans and Hebrews. John is the perfect place to start. Yeah, I'll do a tier list. I'm gonna do it. Yeah, Bob is becoming a VTuber. He said, haha, I'm gonna stream as a joke, and now here you are. My favorite book is James. I'm trying to memorize it so I can have it with me everywhere. That's wonderful. I love that. Starting with the Gospels for your first time is indeed a pretty good start. Yeah. I hate the book of James. Don't say that. Junie, listen, I gotta read Hosea. Like, right on the money, applicable in today. Oh, you gotta read Hosea. Right on the money, applicable in today's world, where man's relationship with God is right now. I see. You said the ability to understand English, that to me. If that's the case, thank you very much for the compliment. Yes. To you. Protestant Foundation. Read Revelation first. Checks out. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. I don't have a model. I'm no VTuber. Yeah, it takes 2 seconds to get a PNG tuber, buddy. There's free options. Book of Hosea, Prophet is great for this too. I agree. My read order was Gospels to Revelation, then started Genesis through. That's smart. I'm proud, Junie. That's why I can make that joke. No, I know. Don't worry. I'm aware. I don't know. I think because I was like a kid in the church around the time that the Left Behind series was like really becoming a big and popular thing. I was like, well, it's based off of Revelations. Let me read this. You know, it sounds like some like post-apocalyptic whatever. And there were a lot of movies about like natural disasters and stuff. And I thought reading it in the Bible would make it less scary. I don't know if it helped or harmed me. I remember sitting on the floor in church with my little like Precious Moments Bible. And Moth Mom was like, are you reading Revelations? I'm like, yeah. She's like, most people don't like to read that one. It makes them nervous. And I was like, well, now I have to finish it because I'm tough and I'm 9 years old. Like, come on, Junie. Hi, Roki. Hi, CL. Precious Moments Bible. Yeah, it was pink and it had a map or a few maps in the front. You already know. I think it was... I don't want to say it was KJV. I want to say it was... Probably was, actually. I don't know. And like, I think I got it when I was born. So like in 2001. Yeah. Probably King James. I don't know what I was reading for real. I know I was reading something though. Revelation's my favorite book. Oh, it used to be mine, but now maybe not. 9 years old? Whoa. Yeah, I was a big reader, so. Super common in American Christianity, and it bothers me. I've met so many people who take eschatology a cornerstone of their faith, and that's so dangerous. I mean, it did freak me out as a kid. A little bit. Because of the movies. I think the movies did that. I read the apocryphal books when I feel down. Oh. Okay. How is even she is do thinking? Great question. I don't know. Revelation is only scary if you're not right with the Lord. Well, I mean, I was a kid, so I was like... And I asked my mom, and she was correct. She was correct. I was like, do good people go to heaven if they don't know the Lord? And she's like, well, if they don't choose him and they have the opportunity to choose him, then no. And in my head, I imagined like a 60-year-old lady watering her flowers with a picket fence around her house and, you know, serving at food banks and stuff. And I'm like, she's cooked. Like, it's over. So I was like freaking out a little bit, you know? And I was like, well, I do good things all the time, but then like, what if I'm not actually like truly saved, you know? Yeah. And my mom's like, you're fine. And I'm like, I don't. So I was like, well, what if like the world ends and I like do a big sin? Like, what if I cheat on a test and then the world ends like in 2 hours? What am I supposed to do? Because I'm not repentant that I cheated on my test because I needed to cheat on the test and I sat beside the smart girl. So What if I just get left behind because I cheated on a test? You know? Yeah. Yeah. So as a kid, I was a little neurotic. But I think I got over it pretty fast because I started stressing about like smaller things, like losing a tooth and boys being weird in 3rd grade. So, you know, kind of put that on the back burner, you know, like my eventual fate. Why is the model wearing a hair clip on? I don't have any hair clips. I don't think. Do I? No, I don't have any hair clips. Shower thoughts. Incredible. I think it's okay to freak out a little bit on Revelations, even if you're right with God and a lot of people doing stuff. What? And people... I forgot to read. Even if you're right with God, a lot of people and stuff going down ain't pretty. Yeah, but I think that was a lot for like a 10-year-old. You know. But I'm glad I, you know, started focusing on things my age. Junie, did you read? No, I didn't. Yet. I haven't read anything by Pope Francis. Well, maybe I have. No, I think it was something by JP2. But I have a bunch of stuff that he's written. All in a book. And I don't think I'm ready to read anything from Pope Francis right now. Because I still miss him. That wound is still fresh. Because he's my Pope, you know? Like, he's the only Pope I, like, quote-unquote grew up with. Because I wasn't Catholic for most of my life. So, Pope Francis was the first Pope I got to know. The first Pope I got to see in person. So, I'm not ready to read it again. I'm sad still. It's very tender. The unsaved don't question their salvation. If you have enough sense of self-reflect on where you stand with the Lord, you're most likely on the right path. Jackal. I was 10 years old. I was 10. I think it was just me being a 10-year-old and watching the Left Behind series that made me kind of tweak out. You know, because I think there was like a teenager or something, or like some kids or something like that were left. Like young people. And I was like, I'm a young person. And I know that stealing is bad and I am cheating on a test. You know? So, yeah. And I was like told right before I was baptized, like, oh yes, this cleans you of all of your sins. So I was like, I can't mess up again. I cannot mess up anymore. But don't worry. I got it. Junie, read it. I'm not. Yeah, I'm not ready. Pope Francis on the Sacred Heart. That's beautiful. I don't think I can read Pope Francis right now. I miss him. I'll cry. Favorite New Testaments book are the Gospels and Revelations. Peak. You have to read it this month. I don't have to read it this month, and I probably won't. I will not do it. It's a certified banger. It's on the Sacred Heart. It's very loving. It might help. I don't think I'm ready to read Pope Francis right now. I think because Abuela passing away and her being Catholic and Pope Francis passing away like that same week, I cannot separate the two, and I'm not ready to reopen that. So I'm not going to read Pope Francis for a while, if that's permissible. I don't think I can do it. Teen group at my old church watching the Rapture movies is really with hindsight. Yeah, I read it the day it came out because I'm a nerd. It's really good. I see. I remember in the books where there was a scene where an entire college soccer team was raptured except one guy, and he... Yeah! Yeah, and I love my mom, and she's like, listen, you need to know about these things because it's important. And so I watched it, and I was like, oh, it's so over, because I don't think I would have been with the soccer team. Like, seeing people like your age or a little bit older and people that you look up to that you think are super cool getting left behind in movie format was not the vibe. And I was terrified of natural disasters, so I kind of tried to make it more normal for myself. It did not help. But I was very young, so like now I'm fine. But then I was like, oh man, if all of these trials and tribulations happen, I don't think I'm gonna make it out of the first tsunami. You know, like, we were not okay. And that was like right when the big tsunami hit Japan. So I was like, oh my goodness, the world could be ending right now. That could happen here. Like, crashing out a little bit. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was big worried. Me forgetting keywords in my sentences. No, it's okay. It's okay. Pope Francis is a good guy. Maybe he could have been better pope, but... would we? No. No, I think I'd be a terrible pope. That's great, because I'm glad that women can't be popes. I would not be a good pope. Very interesting book to read, Junie's, is The Lost Books of the Bible by Joseph B. Lumpkin. You mean the apocryphal scriptures? I mean, my mom has an apocrypha, like the full apocrypha. But, you know, my Bible has the deuterocanonical books in it. So we already have an apocrypha with all the books. If you want to have a good cringe, watch the Nick Cage version of Left Behind. I like Nicolas Cage, though. It's bad, but I like bad films. The best cringe watch is Christian Mingle the movie. I did watch the trailer. I don't think it'd be that bad because I like to watch Hallmark movies, so. It's basically that, but it's so funny. Should have been better sons of Pope Francis. Yeah, I don't know. I think I was a decent daughter of Pope Francis. He was definitely my grandpa, you know. Books like Shepherd of Hermas, First Clement, and other non-scriptural texts. Yeah, I have a book of that. His Moth mom was like, yeah, it was great. I'll be the Pope. That's not possible yet. You got a long way to go. Like, if someone's like, I want to be Pope when I grow up, and you're not a priest yet, you got at least, I would say, like 30 years. So figure it out now. If that's the end goal, you gotta start, like, discerning the priesthood today. Hi, Judy. How have you been? I hope you had a nice Father's Day. It was very much like a normal day for me today. Yeah. Contains several books the church omitted out due to various reasons. It has Adam and Eve 1 and many others. Yeah, I just got the big book of the stuff. I was on Christian Mingle years ago for 1 month. It was not good. Yo, okay. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Christian dating apps. Jackal, if it makes you feel better. Catholics have their own dating app called Catholic Match. It's just as bad, and if not way worse. And you know, I think that every young discerning Catholic gets curious. Is it actually as bad as they say? Well, let me see for myself with my own eyes. You know, it is as bad as they say. It is as bad as they say. I think I've met more people who have gotten married through being mutuals on Twitter and being mutuals on Tumblr than I've met successful stories from Catholic Match. So, moral of the story is anything could be a dating app, and if there's a dating app designed for a certain thing, it's probably not good. I should go. No. No. As a Lutheran? Milk. Milk. I would not recommend that. Has a list of things like, do you agree with these church teachings? Most people will be hitting no. It's true. I'll fit right in. Oh, brother. I'm on social media dating site for missionaries. It's wild. It's like 60% women over 35. Okay. For Catholic Match, you have to put the range. I don't know. It's really odd. Because there is way more men on that app than women. The men on that app are usually a little scary. So, no, I will not out the name. That is completely fine. That sounds scary. A dating app for missionaries, just as a concept, sounds like not a wise idea. Milk would be more orthodox than people on there. It's true. Recently interpreted in a chorus, and I'm a member of Zarzuela Spanish opera. Oh, so I think you would have liked it, as a lot of Christian teachings. I see. Come to the conclusion that I don't think I'll ever date someone unless I know them as a friend first. Great. Great idea. Stellar. Fantastic. The ratio of single men to single women as missionaries is about 1 to 10. Yeah, that's true. I see a lot of women missionaries, but I don't really see as many men. You know? I know some dating apps work for some people, but I will never do that. I will only ever date someone I know IRL. That's pretty fair. That's pretty fair. Respectable. And you're in a place where, like, there's a lot of people, so it's probably easier. I think, it's harder to find Catholics when you're, like, in, like, a more Protestant area, so that's interesting. Soto de Paral is the name of that Zarzelda. I have no idea what that is. La del Soto? Okay. I tried to use my brain. I tried. I'm also not Catholic. Winning is Scruffy. Do not forget how close you got. Do not forget. I didn't forget. I'm joking most of the time. Shoal aside, I still want to talk to Jemmy more about missions in Japan because she said that short-term... She did that short-term one and I want to hear about it. Yeah, she did go on a mission trip to Japan. That was before we really started talking, so I want to hear about that too. Actually, I think she should make a video about it. It'd be great. More Catholics around here than Lutherans. I don't know. I don't think I've met a girl Lutheran before. Maybe under the wire, okay? Yeah. Well, we're in a Catholic VTuber stream after all. Yeah. Yeah. A lot of Milk's mutuals are Catholic. It's okay to have both. I think it's good to have both. We're all Catholic, but some of us are more Catholic than others. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I did the reverse of Catholic dating app. My then Protestant first boyfriend and I met and started dating after being friends for a while. Then converted to Catholicism together. That sounds lovely. But I feel like that sounds like someone I know. Which I think that's great. Congratulations and welcome home. I don't know how long it's been. But if it was recent, welcome home. And if it wasn't recent, welcome home anyway. That's like my favorite thing about being a convert is that people will tell you welcome home even after several years. It's like a pat on the back. It's awesome. I think people in real life like converts a lot more than people online. People online blame us for everything. I don't know what we did. BRB, I'm gonna go grab some ice cream. That's how you enjoy your Sunday, guys. Go get some ice cream. I might get some ice cream. Oh no, I have sherbet. I have lemon sherbet. Well, I could add some cream to it. What do you think about those? I don't like using the word heretic. Personally. Oh, thank you for the ice cream, Lyles. I'm staring at it like I'm evil. It's like I must have the ice cream. I think that everyone can become more... I was gonna say more better. I guess more perfect in their faith. We all have our things that we need to work on, so, Junie's favorite... I wouldn't call you that, though! I wouldn't call you that. I don't call people that. I live in a mixed denomination household, so, there are things that Moth Mom and I don't agree about, and that's okay. Yeah. You're my favorite... Hey! He's my favorite Lutheran! It's okay, he can be everyone's favorite Lutheran. I think that's great. Milk is lovely, and I'm glad to have him around. I would say personally, my thoughts on women being priests is I don't think they should be. But that's it. There's plenty of other really great, beautiful, holy roles for women in the church, and being a priest is not one of them. And that's okay. That's completely fine. We can all agree to purge the heretic Xenos in 40k. I don't know who that guy is yet. So, I don't think that's a spoiler, but I'm trying to learn Warhammer the proper way and not the organic way. So I've been like blocking out all the videos and stuff. Oh, whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa. Use it as an insult. Yeah, I think some people find it as insulting. It's just a word for aliens. Oh. Okay, that makes sense. I converted under a year ago. Oh, I think last September is when I converted my beliefs, though unfortunately I still haven't been able to be confirmed yet. Catholic churches feel more like home than my family's Southern Baptist church ever did. Well, welcome home, and I'm glad that you feel welcome. Keep your eye out, because RCIA should be beginning around, I think it's called OCIA now, actually. It should usually start around September. Sometimes it starts in August. Sometimes it starts in November. So once the weather starts getting a little bit cooler, keep your eye out. Check your parish website or the parishes around you so you can get into those classes, you know. Just know that you don't have to be confirmed right away. So if there's a teaching that's really hard for you to make terms with, you don't have to become Catholic and brute force your way into believing it. You can take the time, talk to a priest, pray over it. It's okay. It's a choose your own adventure timeline. Okay? Junie, don't fall down the 40K rabbit hole. It already happened like years ago. Oh, I'm helping with OCIA this year. Yo, that's so cool. I want to get like trained to do that. Confirmed? Yeah. So what happens for Catholics is you get baptized as a baby. Okay, well, typically. And then you receive First Communion, you have First Confession and everything. And then you go through confirmation, which is like the full reception of your gifts of the Holy Spirit. And then also, it's basically you learn everything that the church teaches. And it's you saying like, yes, I agree to these terms. I will follow Christianity by these rules because I've learned and understand what they mean. And I agree to live out my faith in this way. You know? So that's what that is. It's okay if you use it. I mean, it doesn't offend me necessarily. Yeah, it's true. He says it only affectionately to us. All right. Yeah, I think it's a great process because it makes you really get close to scripture and to understand why the church teaches what it does. You know? So I learned a lot about a lot of things. Like, instead of, I think growing up, I was told, like, read the Bible for yourself and figure it out, check the scripture, ask God, instead of getting direct answers about a lot of things. But because the church is so old, you know, some things that we argue about now have been discussed, like, hundreds of years ago. And there are, like, documents written about it, and old church fathers and early saints who talked about things, like, how we understand the Trinity, why Easter is on the day that it is, and we celebrate a lot of things on the day that it is because of things agreed early in the faith when we were still trying to understand what it meant to be Christian. So I think it's good to have clarity because we're inspired by the gospel, but we also need to apply it properly, and so I think it's good that we have like a mutual understanding on how to interpret certain things. Yeah. I think that's wonderful. Hi, hello. But I admit that maybe it's not been, no worries, you're fine. Fun fact, the Solemnity of the Sacred Heart of Jesus falls on Friday, June 27th this year. Whoa, I wonder if Junie's doing something cool for that. You know, maybe you'll find out on Wednesday if Junie is doing something cool on that day. That would be really interesting. I don't know. She hasn't said anything. She hasn't said anything about it. As Catholic, I defend ecumenism and dialogue. Yes, I agree. I'm very ecumenical myself. My parish starts OCI inquiry in July. Whoa! That's so exciting. I'm so excited for you. As far as beliefs, I don't have any hesitations. This is my home, and I'm just looking forward to learning more and growing stronger. Yay! Well, I'm excited for you. We'll be praying for you Easter Vigil. So far, I think 4 people in the community have been confirmed over the past 2 years that I've been streaming. So I get really excited during Easter time because it's like my confirmation anniversary, and then other people are also going through their confirmations too. So we have like the same feast day confirmation. So that's really cool. Interpretation of the text is very important. You can't look at it with pink glasses of the 21st century. I agree. And the Bible has been around for a very long time, and people have been studying it for a very long time. So things don't really change because we follow the same God in the past, currently, in the future, forever. So whenever we come up with new interpretations of things, they're probably not the best, you know? I think that we can take things to apply it to our current situation or the current world, but I think core teachings, like how we should feel about, like, something like abortions or something like, cohabitation or something like that, aren't things that really change too much over time. You know what I mean? So I think it's good to all be on the same page, and the Catholic Church is like, hey, we read everything, we looked at all of the old text, okay? So we've got scripture in here, we've got, like, old documents from, like, hundreds of years ago of us explaining the Trinity or explaining this thing or explaining why we do this thing, just war, you know, those kinds of things, and we put it all in a book. So it's easy for you. It's called the Catechism of the Catholic Church. So if you ever hear someone say, like, CCC with a number, it's because the catechism is organized by, like, a number thing, right? So I think when you go through OCIA, you kind of go through that, and it's like, hey, we believe this because this is what the Bible says about it, and this is what we've understood from the scripture about this certain thing. So you can, like, check all of these old documents as well as the scriptures and figure out why we believe it, when we started believing it, when it was, like, a thing that everyone commonly agreed on. And I think that's very helpful, instead of being like, just read the Bible and whatever you feel like is good is probably right. Usually not that. Can I count that as my birthday present? As what? I don't know. You're chill, man. Yeah. Again, apologize for my way to explain myself. No, you're so fine. It's okay. What are we talking about? Just chilling. I mean, OCIA and the Catechism, but nothing much. Where are we discussing today? Theology? We usually end up here. Or it's reinventing the wheel. Yeah, I don't know. It's not politics. Break me out. I'm sorry, guys. Concordia follower myself. Oh yeah, Milk has a different rule book. Wasn't there a Catholic who wrote a lot? I'm going to butcher his name, but Aquinas or something? Where's Bob? Yes, St. Thomas Aquinas did write a lot of things. Bob is a huge fan. He definitely subscribes to that. We have a lot of people that are, like, great theologians, and then we have a lot of people... Okay, so Catholics have this thing called Doctors of the Church. I think there's... I want to say 26. I could be completely wrong. I don't know why 26 is the number in my brain, but I'm thinking 26, probably more. Of people who either were scholars and gave really good scholastic advice and direction for the church, or they were very, like, simple people that had good theology that helped people understand the church. So we have people like St. Thomas Aquinas who would write endlessly and in great detail at a scholarly level about how we should understand church teaching. And then we have people like St. Therese, who was, like, 24 years old and was like, the way I'm gonna serve God is I'm gonna rely on him completely about everything, because I'm so small that I can't help myself to heaven. So I'm gonna need his help, and I'm just gonna rely on him, and this is my little way of becoming holy. So both things are great, you know? You don't have to read all of Aquinas to find a good way to live out your faith. You could just be simple and be like, all I can do is lean on Jesus. That's it. You know, so we have a bunch of different kinds of paths that you can take to be a Christian. And a lot of people mix them. And that's good, because we all have very individual paths to Christ. So the reason we have saints is because they're good role models. You know? I have a Therese painting! I need one. We also love Saint Therese. It's true. I haven't read him only so far as St. Augustine's work, but Thomas is somewhere. Someone I'd like to read upon. Well, you know, summer is great for reading. I don't know. Juni Purwood. Get his name out of my name! It's okay. If I had to pick a middle name, I'd pick Joseph. Yeah. No salvation outside of... You're wrong and misleading. So base. Incorrect. Junie, do you think... I don't like using that word. And also, I'm not the person who can judge who is saved or not. Yeah. Your Pope is an Augustinian. It's true! It's true! That's so exciting! That's fun. St. Augustine's great. I really like St. Benedict. I like his rule of life. I think that's great. Like, St. Benedict's rule, it's a little intense, but I think it's good. I think it's good. There's a lot that the laity can learn from that. Ooh! I also love St. Francis de Sales, because he basically writes a guide on how to be someone, like a layperson, so not a priest or consecrated religious. How to be a layperson and how to follow the path of holiness. Because you're living in the world, you don't necessarily have every single hour in your day to pray. You usually have a family. You have to deal with stubborn people all the time. You're not usually in a holy environment. So he's like, this is like a practical guide to become more holy. One of the things I really, really love, and I felt very, like, called out for, he's like, listen, it's probably best that you pray in the morning before you leave your room if possible. Okay? Don't try and pray, do long prayers, and read scripture right after you eat. Okay? You will get sleepy, and you will fall asleep. Falling asleep during prayer is not necessarily a bad thing, but do not set yourself up for failure. What do I do in the morning? Wake up, go to church, eat, and then try to do my prayers. And then I get really sleepy and I take a nap instead of praying my rosary. So I felt very called out, needless to say, you know. So it was just a lot of, like, little practical things, as well as, like, very, like, eye-opening spiritual meditations. It was mostly like, if you know you're hungry and you get really aggressive while you fast, it's better for you not to fuss at people. So only fast as much as you can still be pleasant, you know? Cultivate the virtues, not necessarily the big ones, but the ones that are most practical and most fitting to your life. If you have pride issues, humility, though a small virtue it seems, is probably the best for you, okay? And I was like, oh, you know, like little bits of advice. St. Francis de Sales. Great guy for that kind of stuff. 11 out of 10. Milk is Lutheran, he can't decide anything without... Hey, Trappists are Benedictine. It's true. I do like Trappists. They're really cool. I visited a Trappist monastery a little bit ago. By a little bit, I mean like... It was like early spring, I think. I think it was during Lent. It was. Find the story of Saint Thecla? I've never heard of this. Regardless of how much of it is fiction or exaggerated for teaching purposes. That's fair. If you sleep during prayer, you dream of Jesus. That's not necessarily always true. Theologian does his best work when he's hungry. I do my best work when I'm hungry. Yeah. You should watch the Korean Trappist documentaries on YouTube. I've seen it! Okay, here's the thing. Because I'm called to, like consecrated life, I have watched almost every, like, non-documentary, like, documentary? Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know why I forgot the word. I've seen, like, any video about, like, a nun, day in the life of a sister, any order, any year. I try to, like, rescan all of YouTube to make sure I didn't miss one, okay? Because, like, I'm like, this is my thing. I need to consume all of this content so I can understand. You know? And they're like, oh, I recommend reading this book. I drop the video, I order the book, and I'm like, alright, are there Trappist nuns? Yeah, I visited some. They're really nice. Do my hungriest work when I'm best. Oh, right. Are you gonna be a nun? Are you still praying about it? I'm keeping the details private, because I realize that's probably better. A few people know, because they're very close to me. But I think I'm gonna keep the details private until things are more official. I don't think I'll make it public unless I take first vows. So, yeah. I don't mind talking about, like, the journey in terms of, like, prayer and the things that I'm trying to learn and understand about myself and about other people. But, you know, the order that I may or may not be discerning with, I want to keep private. The path that I'm taking, I kind of want to keep private. It's basically like, I think asking about people entering religious life or planning to enter religious life is like asking a streamer if they have a boyfriend, low-key. You know? And the answer may be yes or no, but like details is like a little bit much. Is what I'm beginning to feel about it. Not in a bad way, just something I'm learning about myself. Why did the nun keep cleaning? She had a bad habit. Why would it be bad for her to... I thought cleaning was good. That'll be one rosary. The whole... That's a tough penance. And you guys would be tough priests. This is scary. Because her habit is dirty. Get it? It's a bit of a stretch. Inky, it's a bit of a stretch. Yeah. You could have said because she has a good habit. Because cleaning is a good habit. And she wears a habit. But, you know, whatever, man. It was a stretch. I only ever get a decade as a penance. Is that true for you guys too? I think... Okay, the hardest penance I've ever gotten was to pray an entire rosary. Because that priest had a lot of time. He's a major yapper, me too. So whenever like I'm in the confessional, we're chatting about solutions. Okay? So he's like, do you pray your rosary every day? And I'm like, no. And he's like, okay, well, do you have time to pray one today? And I'm like, yes. He's like, okay, well, I'm gonna tell you to pray your rosary because it's a good habit, I think, for you. So your penance will be to pray your rosary. And it wasn't like I did anything inherently bad. He's just like, I think it'd be good for you to have a prayer routine. So find a time of day where you can pray your rosary every day. I'm gonna make you pray one. And I thought that was great. How long is a rosary? It can take like 15 minutes, I think. It depends who you are, how fast you are. But I'd say for most people, like 15 to 20 minutes. If you're in a group, it could be slower. If you're in a group of old people, it could be slower. It could be slower. One time my penance was 7 days of rosary. Yo! Yo, that's crazy. Rosary speedrun, don't do that. Text to make sure you can actually do the penance based. Yes! Yes! My favorite priest ever got relocated to California. I refuse to go to California. So I'm like, please just come back to visit. We miss you so much. Father! You know, because I'm a little shy to talk to our priest. Because, I don't know. I think sometimes they can be a little bit intimidating. But he wasn't, because he looked so young and he was shorter than me. And he was a big Star Wars nerd. Ugh. Man, what a guy. Bible reading speedrun when? You shouldn't speedrun those things. Base Junie, I don't know about that. They sent him where he's needed the most. I know. But I needed him. I'm joking. It's gonna take around 25 minutes because I like to pray right before bed and right after waking up. So I'm typically a bit sleepy. That's so real. It's true. 25 minutes for a rosary. Yeah. I admit I haven't prayed the rosary since a long time ago. Well, let's try to pray our rosaries this week, guys. That pray rosaries. Again, I don't think you have to be a Catholic to pray a rosary. And when I was in my, like, inquiry phase of Catholicism, that's all that I mean, I don't want to say that's all I did, but I made sure to pray my rosary every day. Because that's kind of, like, what helped me to become Catholic and what brought me back to Christ was praying the rosary. So, it definitely is good, and the church keeps telling us, and everyone keeps telling us, pray a rosary. And I think they do that for good reason. Do I pray it like I should? No. How many times do we have to get Marian apparitions for me to understand to pray the rosary? Like, I'm such a bad person with it. When I begin to pray the rosary, I feel like sleeping for 10 hours straight. Yeah, I think for me the hardest part is starting because I don't like reciting the creed. I don't like reciting the creed. So, a Catholic, pray the rosary anyway. I mean, I did when I wasn't Catholic. I was like pagan, but I was like, I think this is helping me find Jesus. I think I'm gonna pray this. So whenever I got really, really mad at people on Twitter or something, I would pick up a rosary because it takes 15 minutes and I can't be seething with rage for 15 minutes straight. So it was a great way to like decompress and be like, all right, listen, Lord, you're gonna have to take care of this. All right, I'm handing it over. Mary's very gentle, so I would like to throw hands and I would like you to use your righteous rage on these people, but that's obviously not what we're supposed to be doing. So I, like, back when I was more angry, I used to always offer up like a decade of the rosary for my enemies or for people that I don't like. Junie, sounds like you want to pray the rosary with the Dominican method. I do that, and I feel like it's cheating. But that's what the Legion of Mary does, so I do that too. Because it's part of what we're supposed to do. Love her mother. Me too. When Junie was... Yeah. It's funny because one of the promises of the rosary is conversion of souls. Yeah! It worked! It worked on me! It worked on me! Hi! Hello! Legion of Mary. Sounds like a Deus Vult army. Well, I don't know. Maybe you should, maybe you should look it up. Maybe you should check it out. Maybe. Junie, what do you think about, traditional Tridentine Mass? I think it's good. I go. I'm not a woman. I can't join. Yes, you can. The Legion of Mary is for everyone. You don't have to be a woman. In fact, most of the members in my little group, I know there's a name for it, I just forgot, are men. So, Mary has plenty of sons. Literally, yeah. How do you feel about those English mass goers? I think they're fine. I don't have a... Well, I like the traditional Latin mass because I like to go to low mass, and low mass feels like weekday mass. And I like masses that are quiet, that I can pray through. So I like TLM because it's quieter, and because no one tries to shake my hand in the middle of service. And I can just kneel and pray, like, the whole time. Only people named Mary can join. Oh, man. Whoops. Didn't the Catholic Church say they are moving entirely English Mass? I don't think so. Why would that? No. I'm a Tridentine Mass supporter. I think both are fine. I just like my parish to be quiet. That's all. There is like a reverent English Mass, if you want to call it that. So, I mean, I have options. I just remember P. Tony saying something about it. I mean, there was a bishop that was trying to do that. A few bishops are fans of trying to get rid of the traditional Latin Mass because they think it makes people prideful. Sometimes it does. And too radical. Sometimes it does. Because the loudest people that go to those parishes usually are, you know, a little bit extra uppity about it. Because there are some people that are like, this is the only valid Mass, and if you go to a different Mass, you might as well not go at all. And that's not true. That's why we have different versions for different kinds of people. So I think it's good to have all of them. I think it's important to have all of them, but, you know, really need to go to low Mass. I've been going to high Mass chant. I don't like high Mass. In ranking for me, it's low Mass. Vernacular, like Novus Ordo Mass with chant. And then regular Novus Ordo, and then high Mass. I like to pray when I'm at Mass. I don't want to have to stare at a priest and see when he's sitting down for me to sit down. Because that means I have to have my eyes open. And that means I have to be paying attention to my surroundings more than I pay attention to prayer. And I don't understand the point of that, personally. There's a lot of standing and sitting more than usual during a high Mass. And I don't like that. I wish I could just kneel during the whole Mass. Which, for a low Mass, is basically what you do. You, like, start kneeling, you stand up for the gospel, you sit for the homily. You kneel at the Sanctus until, practically, the end of Mass. So, I prefer low Mass for that reason. Talking about the Novus Ordo, I think I was talking about the High Mass. Absolutely agree. Hi! Hey Zeke, how was your trip? American Pope is making everything in God's language, English. I don't know if God's language is English, but okay. No, because Twitter hasn't said anything. That's funny. I don't have Twitter. That's great. Novus Ordo, Latin Mass, Eastern liturgies are all valid. They are. I just have, you know, we all have different preferences. I know some people that really like more charismatic parishes where they have the guitars and they have like more of the praise and worship vibe, and they have praise and worship nights at their parish some nights, you know, and they do a lot of the singing and a lot of the like, I guess the more like Protestant typical things, if that makes sense. Like more of those activities. I prefer my mass to feel like a library, like a sacred library, you know, my parish, mostly quiet. You know, you go in there, everyone's quiet. There's like not ladies gossiping in the front row or anything like that. You walk in the sanctuary, it's still. You know, the mass is quiet. Unless there's like crying children, that's okay. They do that, you know. So that's kind of my preference, but everyone has different preferences, and that's okay. What are low mass and high mass? I haven't heard of those terms before. Okay, so for the TLM, the low mass is not chanted or sung. Usually a lot of the prayers are very quiet, and the way that you do the mass is a little bit different, where you like kneel more, and the priest does more of the stuff, and there's not much of a call and response. High mass, this is still TLM, is usually chanted in some parts. There's a lot more singing. I think there's more priest. I think there has to be two. I don't remember. I don't go. But I know that on the back of the little like guidebook that they tell you, they say that it's sung and chanted, and there's a little bit more to do when it comes to a high mass. I get a little bit distracted by the like heavenly singing of the choir. I prefer no singing. Have you ever read my non-Christian? Have you read any non-Christian holy books? Yes, I have. What do you think of use of Protestant songs in our churches? I think they're fine. I don't prefer it, but I think it's okay to people. Junie, would you hate a Lutheran? Junie would hate a Lutheran mass. I mean, I typically show my expression on my face. So if I don't like something, you can physically see that I don't like it. So I try not to go to churches that I don't think I will like, because I will physically show that I don't like it. I remember a priest like started coughing up a lung, and I looked so distressed that he looked at me and he's like, this was like before he dismissed us, like not in the middle of the mess. He's like, I just wanted to let you know that, you know, like I'm recovering from pneumonia, sorry, and I'm okay. I'm not contagious. You don't have to worry. Because I remember like being in classes where a professor would look at me and they're like, Junie, you look like distressed. Are you okay? And I'm like, yes, but I'm confused. Like everything shows on my face. So, you know, we weren't prepared for the nonsense we got. It's okay. It happens. That's just traveling. Oof. If I respect it, but I don't like the guitars in churches. I don't either. Lutherans have mass? Yeah. Obligatory reminder that all church documents assumes the solemn high-low mass distinction for the current missal. Sure. Yes. Ah, got it. Thanks for explaining. No problem. Enjoy your Lerxial. High mass just as one. Solemn high mass is one priest and two deacons. I see. By seal. Oh, sure. Seal is crazy. Have you gone to an Eastern Catholic Mass Divine Liturgy? No. And I want to, but I don't want to go by myself because I don't know how to receive. I think the use of Protestant songs are not allowed. I think it's fine. Personally. Especially for like adoration. I've been to adoration with music before, and I think that if you're singing about Jesus, it's acceptable. I think maybe like some newer hymns are fine, because if there's a hymn about the Trinity, why would that be banned? But I think like if it's something that's like contrary to church teaching, then no. But if it's not, then sure. There's an official document from Second Vatican Music which talks about liturgical music. Priests usually play the part of two deacons in solemn mass. I see. We should play some poker, Junie, with no gambling. What? The only poker I've ever played is Luigi's Poker in Super Mario 64, so yeah. Yeah, no gambling. We don't gamble here. Maybe we can go to one together at some point. Maybe. You're far. I mean, Protestants have beautiful songs, but I don't think it's appropriate for liturgical context. I think some hymns are permissible, but I don't know. Important to make a distinction between liturgical music and sacred music. Fair. Except Junie. You can't gamble. No. Feel like Junie would be too honest for poker. You guys are the worst. Here's the thing. Like, I show my expressions on my face, but like when I need to lock in, I'm very good at like pretending to not know anything. Because the first step to being good at like bluffing is to convince everyone that you don't know what you're doing and that you're bad at it. So if I start like setting the ploy to like smile and laugh when I have good cards early game, you'll look for that as a tell, and then I just stop doing it. That's what you do. Mind games, man. Eastern Catholics use Agni Parthene, which comes from the... I don't know what I said that right. Comes from the Eastern Orthodox ascetic after the schism. What? Junie cannot lie. Yeah, I can convince people of that and then do that. Junie is terrible at Among Us because of the lies. I'm good at Among Us. I'm good because I convince everyone that I'm bad at the beginning of the game. So they assume that I either wouldn't kill anyone or that I'm bad. So, a lot of the time, I don't get caught. It's great. I just need to handle the pressure better. That's all. I don't beat up criminals in my spare time. It's a song in praise of the Blessed Mother. Oh, okay. I see. The best people to play those sorts of games are the ones who are known for never lying, even during the games. And bam, you win because you didn't suspect a thing. Exactly. That's the strategy that I take, too. That's what I do. That's how you win. That's how you win the game. So, I'm glad we're all on the same page. I have done pretty okay at Blood on the Clock Tower in person. Oh, man. Lying to Map's face was hilarious. And it was good revenge because Map turned everyone against me when we played on stream. So, for anyone who doesn't know, Blood on the Clock Tower is like a social deduction game. It's like Mafia, if you've ever played Mafia, where there's like team bad guys and team good guys, and every day, like at the end of the day after someone is killed or something, everyone has different roles and you vote out a person. Typically. If there's a tie, then you don't. So, I got betrayed because Map was the big bad, and I think maybe it was Blossom who's the big bad. And Map convinced my VTuber friends to betray me, so I was poisoned and then I was assassinated. In Blood on the Clock Tower. So, I took that personally against Map, and when we played in person, I got to be bad. And I was like, oh, it's over, dude. And he's like, I think you're suspicious. I make direct eye contact with him. Because, like, I wasn't the big bad, but I was like, I get to know what everyone's role was. So it was easy to lie, because I got to pick what lie I was going with. It was amazing. There was so much diversion. Oh. It was great. The game ended, he's like, I knew it! Yeah. It's like Town of Salem. Yeah! Yeah, but you can also play it in person or online. It's awesome. 10 out of 10. Map lied to me as storyteller my first game. I may never forgive him. Don't worry, everyone gets their Map revenge eventually. Favorite game like that is One Night Ultimate Werewolf. Yes, it's exactly like Werewolf. Except it's not One Night. Yeah, basically. Oh, I did not imagine you playing... did not imagine you being someone who likes playing Mafia. It was fun to play in person. It was so fun to play in person. So, 11 out of 10 experience. Would play at GolfCon again. I hope that it's played at GolfCon. That's great. It was good. It was good. It was good. I would be willing to do that. Mafia is very fun. Yeah, I used to play Mafia in I think it was college. I think we played it a few times in college. We played it in high school. During our lunch breaks. That was fun. I don't know how we managed that, but we did. One game that I like, okay, these are like two American high school / college things. The first one is very American high school. The second one is like, I don't know. I think you can play it anywhere with any large group of people. First thing, and I love this about America. Okay, so usually it happens during a senior year for high schoolers. Not everyone has to participate. It's called Water Wars, okay? Where you assemble a team of, I think it's like 5 people. It depends on the school. It depends on a few things. But typically it's 5 people. You guys form a team. And it's basically like a water gun fight. Spread out over like a few months. So like, there are certain things that make you immune. Like if you're at work or if you're at school, you are immune. You know? Or if you're wearing like a silly costume, like there's different rules. If you're wearing a silly costume, you can be immune. For most schools, everyone puts in money in a prize bucket. Like you put in money to register your team. And whoever wins at the end and doesn't get the people out, because if you get sprayed by water by any other team person, then you're out. Right? So that was fun. I didn't do it because it was too chaotic and people were following people home and, you know, that was too much. That was too much. So, but I remember like watching all the videos because I think you had to have video evidence of you spraying that person, or you had to have like enough people there to prove that it happened. So I just would see it like all over Snapchat and stuff. Mind you, Snapchat was permissible at my age because it was literally like 8 years ago. So yeah. Greetings and thank you for the stream. No problem. Once during a game of Mafia, my older cousin, the narrator, pocketed every single non-townsperson card, so we had all so we all thought it was someone else when we were all actually townspeople. It got real insane real fast. That's so fun. That's so fun. I love it when stuff like that happens. I've heard of this with Nerf guns. Yeah, Nerf guns too, but I think it's a fun end of the year summer activity. Because people get really restless when they're about to graduate and it starts getting warm outside, so just make them go outside. It wasn't necessarily faculty involved, but faculty knew about it. And because it didn't happen within the school, because it can't happen at school, work, or home, but the second you step outside, it can happen. So there would be times where people would drive up to someone's house before school started, early, block their car, and spray them with a water gun. Crazy. Crazy thing to do at like 8 in the morning. Can you imagine? Well, because it's summertime, it's warm, so it's not like suffering to be outside that early. So I thought that was fun. And then in college, what we did, it's called Assassin. So everyone puts their name on a popsicle stick. And you grab a person's name at random on the popsicle stick. And it's basically the same concept, except you have to touch them with the popsicle stick of their name. And when you get that person out, you get their popsicle stick. So you have to get their target. Me, as a naive little freshman, my year, like my first year, I put my name in thinking it's gonna be fine. It's also a good way to like meet people because you have to learn routines and stuff, right? I got my band director. I was like, how am I gonna do this? He's the band director! I don't even know. I was so scared because I was like, well, what if he's competitive and I get him out early? You know, like I was so freaked out. I did get him out. So the rule was that you couldn't get anyone out on performance days and you couldn't get anyone out during practice. So we had just come back from an exhibition. It was 11:50. I had my popsicle stick and I waited until 12 o'clock. He was still there, obviously. I tap him on the shoulder and then I poke him in the side and he goes, but wait, it's still like a competition day, isn't it? Like it's still like a game day? And I'm like, check your watch. It's 12:06. I'm so sorry. You don't have to give me the popsicle stick today. I'm exhausted. You're exhausted. Everyone go home. He's like, oh no, you won fair and square. I'm going to go in my office and I'm going to get the popsicle stick for you. I get the next popsicle stick and I look at it. It's my section leader. It's so over for me because he's so competitive. I was like sweating. It was so... it was so stressful. And I think I got him out and he felt very betrayed because he thought it was me the whole time when it wasn't for most of the time. And then I think I got out by someone in a different section that I didn't know. But fair enough, honestly. They like just poked me in the side in passing, and I was like, you know what? That's fair. That's fair. That's that person's fault for not setting water-based traps is crazy. Man, legalistic things like waiting till after midnight are the best. Yeah! Because that was the only time I was like willing to like bother him, you know? Because like, what am I gonna do? Like, go into the music building and be like, I need to talk to you and poke him with a popsicle stick or visit him during office hours? That's rude. So I'm like, listen, right before you go home, I just gotta do this, man. It's no hard feelings. He's like, nah, Junie, it's okay. You deserved it. Hi, Ami. Ami, did you get to do Water Wars? I hope you know what Water Wars are, and I hope you got to do them if you wanted to. I didn't, and I'm so glad, because I didn't have a car in high school, so I didn't want people to come to my house and spray me with a water gun. That seems too much. And I didn't have, like, the friend group that would want to do that with me. You know? You need, like, some ride or dies to, like, do Water Wars. Water Wars got stopped by COVID. Ugh! Wait, why? Oh, they stopped after, like, 2020? That sucks. Man, that was such a good time. Like, such a core memory of high school. I just like to witness it. I think my brother did it. He was super serious. He's like, it's 3 a.m. and my target works at Sonic. Let's ride! And they get out of work. Get completely sprayed. It was great. It was great. And I think, like, there was, like, a weekly scoreboard because, like, someone made an Instagram account for it. And there was, like, I think the top person who, like, got the most people out got some of the cash pile, too. COVID really just killed all the fun and whimsy, huh? Low-key, yeah. This year in high school, none of my friends cared to do it. Yeah, yeah. My friend group in high school was trying to set me up with a girl in our group, and neither of us knew. Oh. I assume it didn't work. I assume it didn't work. My high school friend group, I guess you could say, were the 2 baritone players. And then my boyfriend at the time, and then one of the only girls in robotics, some theater kids, and maybe like 3 other nerdy guys. I don't know. But I kind of got along with everybody, so I kind of lived in the performing arts wing because I had done all of the performing arts that year and like the years prior, so I was familiar with the chorus kids because I did that, and then I was familiar with the band kids. I joined orchestra. I was stage manager and stuff for like high school, so I just knew everybody. Yeah. Junie was a robotics girl. Yeah. I learned how to code. I learned how to use a 3D printer. I think I liked AutoCAD the most. Anything else is for the birds. I was build captain though, so because I had small hands and because like if they couldn't reach a screw because they built it wrong, I had to go in and I had to fix it for them. So I met my wife, Bob, at some point in the future. So great, yeah. My high school friend group was people who didn't hate me. No! My first high school and the nerds in my current high school. It'd be like that. Band is so much fun. I play saxophone, currently alto, but I want to get big. Yes! Play tenor, play tenor, play tenor. Please, join us, join us. We need more. Also, I ran them juniors because I ran a Smash Bros. Tournament for them. Oh, my D&D group! So it consisted of, like, one of my brother's friends. I guess a few of my brother's friends that were the nerdier ones. I don't really know how that worked because my brother transferred to my school. So, everyone, like, referred to him as Junie's brother, and I felt so validated because I was the younger sibling, so it was always like, oh yeah, Moth bro's sister, and I'm like, I have a name, but then I was like, I was the top dog, you know, so they're like, oh wow, you must be Junie's brother. Yeah, it was great, felt great. Junie, have I told you what I do for my job right now? Computer, you press buttons and there's machines. I think. Tenor sax is too small. You play alto sax. Anything's better than soprano sax. Do not play soprano sax or marching band when it is cold. In the time it takes for you to tune and get on the field, you will be a whole note off. It is awful. It's an octave below tenor, and most concert band composers don't write parts for it. So I'll be playing tenor pieces anyway. Let's go. I like bass saxes, but you have to do that in a concert setting. Do not do that in marching band. It will be miserable for you. I work in additive manufacturing. Whatever that means, I'm happy for you. When I tell you, like, I was so bitter at coding and computer science that, like, I just, like, wiped my mind of everything. Blank slate. Do I have certifications? Yes. Will I ever renew them? Never. Ever. 3D printers. Oh, that's cool. Our church has a tenor sax in our worship band. I don't know how I would feel about hearing a tenor sax every Sunday during service. I'm like clutching invisible pearls. I think that's great because I think there should be more like brass and woodwinds in general. But I used to go to churches with like Moth Mom and like growing up with like full bands. And I think I get overstimulated now. I don't think I can do it. Like if I imagine like if I go to a random church and they pull out a saxophone, I think I'd like have a heart attack. I have become grandma. I'm so sorry. Bob works with lasers or something. That's what I thought. He puts something in a tube and it looks like he's microwaving something, but it's like lights and it's like bzz, 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 or something, you know, because that's like the sound that lasers make when they hit metal. You know what I mean? So I do the audio engineering and we don't use it for every song. Well, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. And I appreciate you adjusting the audio appropriately because a lot of places don't do that. Quieter music, the smaller the church. Don't... If I can hear your praise and worship from outside the building, I'm concerned for the hearing. I don't mind a little charismatic conference every once in a while where, you know, they have Christian bands playing Christian music. That's great. If I go into church and it's loud, I think I would just have to lay down for the rest of the day. Well, I'm already planning on doing an extra year of high school to do bass sax. Ooh! In marching band, I don't have the funds in time for this year, but I am full of spite, overconfidence, and a burning desire to play big sax in every setting possible. Okay. Be careful with marching with a big instrument. You have to be... I don't want to say you have to be a certain height, but the saxophone is a certain length. So make sure that you can comfortably carry and walk with it. Of course, you know, sometimes in marching band you have to like squat. So make sure that you can do that without the instrument hitting the ground. I know one guy played bari sax and he dented the bottom of his instrument because he was using a neck strap instead of a harness. You will need to get a harness and a good one because that's a lot of weight. You'll be very fret heavy. So adjust first. I think you can do it, but you have to be careful. It's all about how to mix the music so that you can hear the instruments clearly without competing and making it super overwhelming. I think for me personally, I don't like loud concerts. You know? Like, I don't like the environment. I think it's a once in a blue moon kind of thing for me. So whenever there's like a really long praise and worship session, which is okay, you know, like 45 minutes to sometimes when they go and they really get into worship, it could be up to an hour long. For me, it's an overstimulating experience because everyone around you is feeling these high emotions or low emotions sometimes. And I think it's also difficult to like focus on private prayer when the music is too loud. Because the worship leader will be like, okay, raise your hands. All right, everybody kneel, you know, surrender fully to the Lord. And, you know, everyone does that differently and at different timings. So I feel like sometimes when you're just trying to like enjoy your time with Christ, Sometimes worship leaders do a little bit too much. This is my only personal opinion, okay? This is not fact. It's just how I feel about some praise and worship. So I prefer not doing it that way, because I feel like I don't get to enjoy it. I have to, again, as you can tell by me preferring low mass, I don't necessarily like having to be like disrupted in prayer to follow promptings. So I like to just kneel and pray quietly. If there's quiet music, I love communion hymns. Okay? They don't ask you to do anything. The whole point is to have background music for you to receive the Eucharist and then pray. So I love that. I love that, especially when it's quiet, you know, and they give you the name of the hymn so you can, you know, sing along. That's splendid. I love that. I know it's good for people. It's not for me. I don't necessarily prefer the altar call format necessarily to end service, because I think it ends service on a high emotional state instead of like peace sometimes, you know. So it, you know, it depends. Everyone has different spiritual needs, but for me, I like to be in my interior castle and spend time with Jesus, you know, having a nice chat with my Lord and Savior. But I know that for Moth Mom especially, she really, really, really likes churches with good music that is more charismatic. So she doesn't want to go to my church because I tell her, like, sometimes we don't sing, or yeah, we do the chanting. Sometimes we do chanting. And she's like, ay, Mija, it makes me feel like I'm like in a movie. Like a classical movie. I don't like it. So totally understand. You know? It's different for everyone. See, I like loud concerts. I'm going to see Baby Metal on Tuesday. Oh yeah, have fun. The points have to be 100. I'll 100% be getting a harness. I think I'll be good to play at a 5'8" and a pair of sneakers, but I didn't consider potentially denting it on the ground. Yeah, because you gotta bend down sometimes. You gotta squat. You know, if there's any like crazy horn moves, you're gonna have to discuss alternatives. When I had my tenor sax harness, I couldn't like fully, you know, because it's a harness, so you can't move fully left and right with your instrument without moving your entire body. So sometimes that can be challenging. So you might want to talk to your director about it before you do that. So, yeah. And it might not even be a bad thing to put like some sort of padding under your instrument. So if it does touch the ground, because it might, that's good. Communion hymns are so nice. They allow you to contemplate and meditate further upon the Eucharist. I agree, and they're not like intrusive, you know. I hate communion hymns, but that might just be the tism. That's fine. I love communion hymns. What? The jelly? Sorry, Milk. I prefer being strict with the rubrics, which means no hymns. I don't know what... okay. I go to an FSSP, and we sometimes have communion hymns. So... I don't necessarily know what rubric you're going by. But that's okay. We post at the same time. I don't know. Hymns are wonderful. I really enjoy Gregorian chants as well because I feel the reverence but not get distracted by the words. That's fair. Who's going to Baby Metal? Scruffy. Scruffy's going to see Baby Metal. In church, I am a piano and choir purist. As a kid, my piano had a band and I didn't like it. I got really stunned, when I heard drums during a conference, like a youth conference. I was like, you know. And I looked at like my, because like my catechist and I were very similar. So I look at her. She looks at me. She's like, I don't like the drums. I don't like the drums. I don't like the drums. I think one of my things for me, I don't like guitars in mass. I don't like guitar in mass settings. Unless it's like a Spanish-speaking parish and it's like a traditional thing. But I think something that really bothers me is like you're in the middle of prayer, it's dead quiet, and then they start playing the first like 4 measures of guitar before singing starts. It's like, oh man, it went from silent to acoustic. This is crazy. But again, different for everybody. Totally okay. Yeah, which society doesn't do communion hymns? Did you grab Santo? It sounds like you'd like reform Nah. They have hymns in addition to the proper chant permitted, but it is not supposed to be a normative. So if it's permitted, then it can be done. I'm just saying. Ami, I will post pictures and videos of the concert in the server. Yeah, because I asked. Tell them I said hi from far away. You misread parish as piano. Whoops. Let me see. As a kid, my parish had a band. Well, I mean, I think I understood it properly. It should just be a sign chant and then silence. I mean, I don't know. I trust my choir director, and he plays organ and sings. Sometimes. Sometimes. Not all the time. But I think it's nice. It's very tasteful. I like organ during communion. And most of the time they're playing hymns. I really do like organ. So. Because I used to go to, like, a cathedral. And the organist, oh, so good. And it was like one of those really, really big organs in a really, really big church. Oh, man. My problem is that I didn't necessarily like the homilies. So I was like, I want this to work so bad for me, but I don't get anything from the homilies. So I stopped going to that one. Only ever had more charismatic worship services. I've never experienced liturgy properly. My only exposure was for a funeral of my cousin or aunt. I think it's nice, but for me, when I first started going to low mass, I hated it because I felt like it was too quiet. But then I understood the quiet, and I was like, wait a minute. This is better for me. So then I started going to low mass, and now I like to go to daily mass because it's the same vibe where it's not as many people, it's quiet, you know, you can be there. Hey, what's going on? Bleh. Just talking about church and music preferences, I guess. Lutheran hymns are built around the organ. Yeah. Where is the consecrated Eucharist? That's why. People talking about having no hymns. Well, I grew up in charismatic movement and we grew up with music with almost every instrument at mass. Yeah, I like seeing that. And I'm glad that those parishes exist for people who need that, you know? Like for Moth Mom, she would need that. I've been to churches with drums and bass guitars, normal guitars. I've seen a flute. What's the weirdest thing I've seen? Maybe like congas or something, you know. Like going to Puerto Rico and experiencing mass is completely different because of the music choices and the way that they choose to worship, because they're definitely more charismatic, and it's because I think a lot of cultures, like especially like Caribbean Catholic churches and communities, are more centered around music than here. So I don't think that we should necessarily apply all to like, oh, well, some churches shouldn't do certain things, just chant, just men, you know. Because I think a lot of music, and this is like a Vatican II thing, I know, a lot of churches need to have the music because the cultures have the music. So I think that's good. I'm gonna head out, but I'm so glad I found you today. From a list of Catholic VTubers, I clicked the link and it took to look, and probably followed you, and it turned out you were live. Yay! Oh, thank you. Well, I hope to see you again soon, Valkyrie. I'm streaming every day this month, so I'll be here. Catholic reached China, they transformed Chinese headwear for the Latin Mass. It's really interesting. I love that that happens. So I think Vatican II is good. But I think having a diversity of churches is also good. So I think there should be churches that are quiet. There should be churches that are more charismatic. There should be churches that are surrounded by certain cultures because it's important for them, you know? Like there's a Vietnamese parish, and their mass, though it follows the same structure, has a completely different vibe to it. And I think that's wonderful. There's like Hispanic parishes, and it feels completely different to go there because, you know, when it comes to the sign of peace, people are hugging each other, kissing each other on the cheek. It's like a big thing for them. And, you know, after mass, I think that some communities are more like, we're gonna reverently and quietly exit and quietly talk in another room, you know? And then there are parishes that like hug each other in the sanctuary. And I think that it's all good. It's just different, you know? So as much as I share my preferences, it's good to have a mix of things because we're diverse people. We all have different paths to God. And the Catholic Church is very diverse. So, yeah. Is Vatican II more expensive than the Switch 2? Yes. What games are available on it? As far as I know, Undertale. Pope Francis was given a copy of Undertale, so we now have a new pope, and he's American. So I assume Toby Fox or somebody... Matt Pat, we need you to come back to give Pope Leo a copy of Deltarune. But maybe don't, because this one actually has swearing in it, so never mind. Do not give the Pope. False. Never mind. I take it back. Do not give the Pope Deltarune. It's bad. Sorry. We gotta find a different indie game. I don't know. What was that? Oh, thank you for the subscription. No ads for you. No ads for you. They're gonna happen in 5 minutes. But for you, you are preserved. I've yet to go to a Byzantine rite, but from a friend who is Byzantine, the music is a very important part. I love the universal aspect of the church, and that doesn't mean everything is a clone of themselves, but it's all these cultures that are part of the church. I agree! I agree! I loved the vibe of Italian churches. You know, I think Puerto Rican churches and like more Hispanic churches are more for my mom because she really likes the music. She really likes the community aspect. You know, for me, I like it to be quiet, silent, if possible, you know, because that's how I pray. I think it's so different from my day-to-day life where I feel like I'm always like listening to something, you know, but like when I go to mass, it's quiet. Yes. Also, faith, the unholy trinity. I don't know if you could give that to the Pope. What if Pope Leo plays Doom Eternal? I want to know if Pope Leo played games like on consoles growing up. I need to know if this man had a Wii. Okay, he had a suburban American childhood. And I feel seen. Heard Matt Pack is running for office, not sure. Not for like president or anything, but for he's a part of a committee that has a say in like social media something. Content creation something. So whenever there's new laws that are passed about content creation, he'll have a say, you know, as a content creator himself. I think it's something like that. But he's being very serious about it. Because, you know, the whole, like, TikTok ban really messed up a lot of people for a little bit. Because a lot of people, like, take their income from that. So I think having content creators, like, in, I don't know, is a good thing. I guess. He's our defender! Pope Leo is already anti-war coded. Not that Pope Francis wasn't. He definitely was. Pope Leo is more of a 2K guy. The Catholic Church is supposed to be universal, then there's gotta be something for all kinds of people, still united to the same truths. Yes, there is. And yes, that's why it's great. That is the whole point. That is the whole point. Southern Catholic churches? Because we've got, like, Southern Louisiana coded Catholic churches. Alright, so that's already a different fancy vibe. Okay, then we have Florida. Florida Catholic churches, which I really enjoy. That's probably like one of my favorite places to go when I want to go to church because there's Catholic churches everywhere. You know those Southern old ladies and like Baptist churches? We've got like the Catholic version of them. Okay? So like every kind of person exists within the Catholic Church. But we're all like following the same thing, you know? So I think that's great. Alright, lurk time. Have a wonderful night, everyone. Goodbye, Scruffy. Hey, I'm not a weeb. Yeah, actually, Scruffy's pretty normal. So, music can distract me at church. Yeah, we need a young pope like 40s, 50s. No, we needed the pope that we got. We have the pope that we deserve. We have the pope that we need. So, I'm glad that we have Pope Leo because he's great and he's what we needed. So, Pope Leo plays Wordle. Does that count? Does he? Okay. I don't know if you know this, John. Like, every morning in the Discord server, we all play Wordle. So I'll, like, wake up and it'll either be before Mass or, like, when I'm in the car after Mass, I'll play Wordle. So, we love Wordle. No, Junie mod is normal. You were once. That means you're weeb. He was so unexpected, but I love him. I know! Ugh. I love our Pope. I was telling my mom about it. How cool it was to see an American Pope. Because, you know, we're supposed to relate to all of our leaders, of course, but something about having a Pope that grew up in the suburbs, like middle class, is just so nice. You know, he used, what did he use? Like little, like, Nilla wafers as, like, communion host and would, like, pretend to be a priest and do mass on an ironing board. Like, that's so America, you know? So, like, he probably rode a school bus, you know? We didn't have public transport, but, like, he was in Chicago, so he probably had, like, a metro, you know? But I think it's nice to have, like, an American kid that's now a pope. Because he's very, very relatable. And we had so many European popes that had European upbringings, which it's not that they're not relatable, it's just so different than being American. So it's really nice to have an American pope and then have a pope that prefers to speak English. That's so cool. But he cares about other cultures as well, because, you know, he spent so much time doing missionary work. So he's really a pope for the people. And I think that's great, and I think a lot of Americans will convert because they have a pope that, like, understands, you know, what it's like to be an American. And I think that's great. Didn't the last young pope waste a lot of, I don't know, a lot of money on whoa, I don't know. He's so American. The next Pope Mobile will be an M1 Abrahams. I hope they don't change the Pope Mobile. I think it's perfect. You should see it. It's wonderful. Pope Leo reminds me of Pius, who grew up more impoverished but helped his parishes as much as possible, especially with education and spiritual counsel. Yeah. My dad is only 4 years younger than Pope Leo. And Dad played pinball and Pong in arcades in the 70s. That's what I love! That's what I love! That's so fun! Like, do you think he went to arcades? Do you think he would, like, save up his allowance to buy candy? Like, that's so... You think he, like, walked to school? Maybe. Maybe not. You know? I just think that's so fun. Like, how many late nights did he spend at Sonic? You know? Or just, like, at a diner or something. That's... great. He knows the American highway system. Like, whoosh, you know? Great guy. Junie! Hello! So that the reason the cardinals elect an elderly pope is in case the pontificate doesn't go well and they wouldn't need to endure him long. I think it's more of a wisdom thing. And it's a very, very heavy burden to be a pope. You know? Good night, chat. Good night. I have been sent to Ed prison. I'm in baby jail. But how are you doing, Junie? Good? Good. Oh, good. Good. Yeah. I mean, good as in, like, I'm not glad you're in jail. I'm responding to the question. I should have added a smiley face. But maybe that would have been passive-aggressive. Maybe Matt Pack would give Pope Leo Deltarune. See, I mentioned that earlier, but then there's swearing in that. So I was like, oh, we gotta bring him Deltarune. Then I was like, never mind. Never mind. Don't do that, actually. Don't. Because I use the Lord's name in vain. I hope. Hope not. Falcon Omega, welcome. It seems like a prudent modus operandi since we did have Pope Benedict the 9th? I think I'm learning Roman numerals. You tell me if that's the 9th or not, because it should be. Because X is 10. But if you put like a number in front of it, then it's like -1, right? So it's 9. Pope Benedict the 9th? I don't know. I'm trying to know something. I'm trying. That's okay. I think it's 9. I hope it's... I hope it's 9. There's also an unnatural... Yeah. We haven't really gotten into that part too much yet, so... yeah. Usually if there's like a swear or something inappropriate, I just kind of gloss over it and we skip the dialogue, and... that's that. You know? Welcome back! Is IX... Wait a minute, I should know this. 9? Oh my goodness, that is 9. I hope 9 never hears about me struggling with Roman numerals. That is so embarrassing. Pope Pius. Let me let me look. Pope Benedict the Ninth. I forgot how to read. I'm sorry. Welcome back. I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. You're so kind. How are you? I think you got a new VTuber model? Or a new reference? So I want to pray about God to guide me and continue to protect me of the darkness. What? Protect me from? From the darkness, probably. Okay, yes. Wonderful. I personally like the St. Michael prayer. That one has been nice. I always pray it after Mass. I pray it if I wake up in the middle of the night. You know, that one's great, you know. Just know that God has his guardian angels to protect you. You know, if you walk with Christ, you're gonna be okay. He never gives you a cross that is too heavy to carry, so long as you lean on him. So you will be safe. And okay, I think it's good to learn more about yourself and to learn the ways that you like fall short, because we all have temptations. Every one of us has a different kind of temptation in life, you know, as we also have different gifts, you know. So obviously we have things that we're inclined to do that are not good. So knowing the first step in causing you to stumble is super helpful, because Satan is not very creative. So he'll use like the same things that he knows works on you. So once you like recognize the pattern, you're like, I got you, buddy. It's over. It's so over. So just to know what your like step 1 and step 2 of like falling into darkness is, and you'll be able to, you know, you have to be really self-disciplined, but I think it can be done. St. Michael prayer is recited after every low mass because of Leo the 13th and his vision. I'm learning these Roman numerals, guys. Don't throw any other letters at me, alright? I can do the X's and I's. If you add anything else, I'm gonna be lost. Posted a VTuber tribute statue I created on Minecraft and lost a subscriber. Oh, it happens. It happens. Don't worry. Just know that numbers will go up and down sometimes. That's just how it is. I think for some people I can be too Christian, but I only talk about it from a place of love because I enjoy my faith and I like sharing it, you know? That's like my whole reason for being here. So sometimes people vibe with that. Other times people are like, oh, every Christian is bad and so you must be bad and I'm blocking you because you're a Christian. It happens. And then other people that are super Christian and they're like, oh, you're so base, and I post Kaito, my like fictional crush, they're like, oh, you're weird. And you know, sometimes it fluctuates because of that, but I just have to be 100% me. And sometimes that's being the weirdo that likes Kaito and also being the like Catholic on the internet. It's just how it is, you know? And both of those things are okay. I love Christian Junie. I love Christian Junie too. We love Pope Leo the 14th. Is it the 14th? I thought it was the 16th. Wait. V is 5. X, I, V. 14. Hey? When you get your new model, I may create a Minecraft statue of you too if you're okay with it. If you want to, please feel free. The only thing I'm not okay with is anything that's inappropriate. So as long as you don't make anything inappropriate, I'm okay with it. It's the 14th. Okay. I thought someone mentioned something about it being the 16th. Oh, no. Yesterday was the 14th. Okay. Man. It's the 15th? I thought today was the 16th. Oh my goodness. I'm so mega lost. Okay. So we are today at the halfway point of me streaming every day. How are we feeling? 16 would be, yeah. It would, wouldn't it? Yeah. You're correct. I was doing good at my Roman numerals. I just second guessed myself, is all. Feeling good. How are you feeling? I'm feeling okay. This week was a little bit challenging, but otherwise, I've been good. Like, I think life really hit me this week, but it's still doable to stream every day. I'm ready for it to be over, but I'm also really excited about all of the new things that are going to be happening. So, yeah, I never do anything inappropriate. May post it and tag you after I make it. That's totally fine. In my description of YouTube stuff, I have the art tag, and I have the... I think I have another hashtag down there. I don't remember which one, but I have them. So if you ever want to tag me and stuff, you can put the hashtag and I'll be able to find it easier. Streaming each day can be daunting, but you managed to do it. I've tried 24 hours of streaming in one day. You know, earlier this year. So this is like the next natural step to see, like, I can stream for a long time consecutively, like in one day, and then I can also stream for a long time over a span of a few months. It's like endurance. So now I'm getting more comfortable. Junie, do you know that feeling when you just want to be in the church the whole day, especially in front of the Blessed Sacrament Tabernacle? Yes. Yes, I do. So in the past, I used to have Wednesdays reserved for that completely. So I go to evening mass. I receive the Eucharist. Sometimes I go to confession, evening mass, and then Eucharistic adoration for an hour. Peak experience. Peak. And I realize now that my parish does adoration for more than one day a week. So I'm like, I can go in the morning, I can go in the evening. So I try to schedule my streams so I can go to these things and enjoy being in the presence of our Lord in the Blessed Sacrament. What I do, I take my journal. I'm a big journaler. So I'll take my journal and I'll just write to Christ, you know, and we have our little chat, obviously. I love to have a little chat with Jesus. So we have our little chat and then I go home. But a lot of the time I'm like, oh, I need to be around Jesus like now. And then I go, and then when I'm in adoration, I can't like contain my joy. That I just feel like I need to leave after like, well, sometimes I stay the whole time, but sometimes when I'm like doing really well and I feel like I like uncover something very insightful, I want to like leave and share Christ with the world. And I think that's, oh no, my camera's freaking out. I think it's really good to be leaven in the world, you know? Because Christ sends us out to be with his people, which are all people. And, you know, if you have something that the Lord puts on your heart to share with other people, then it's great to just get out and share it. But I'm like, oh, I want to be here with Jesus, but I also want to be out there talking to everybody about it, you know? So, yeah, it just depends. My parish has adoration every first Friday. Well, that's great. I like First Fridays. I haven't been to First Saturdays. On Wednesdays, we do like a miraculous medal thing, and that was like my first ever Catholic devotion. I didn't know what it did. I just felt so drawn to it, and I got a miraculous medal, so I don't know where my big one is. I used to have a really big one. I think it's in a purse somewhere, but I'll find it, and I'll start wearing it every day like I used to. But love miraculous medal. I need to have like 6 of them. I might send one to get blessed by the Pope. It would be wonderful, because my other one was blessed by Pope Francis. So I need to get another one blessed. So fingers crossed that can happen soon. I'm just scared to write to the Pope. I wish churches had more anointed bells. They aren't really around in my area, so I just have a Spotify playlist of cathedral bells for minutes going. You know, I used to set my prayer alarm time on my phone, and it would be like cathedral bells in Sicily. I don't know if your phone has this, but there's a feature on my phone where you can pick Spotify music to play instead of an alarm. So I picked church bells. So every time I have to go pray, like in a monastery, bells would go off and I stop what I'm doing and I go pray. I think that's kind of cute, you know? To kind of live the religious routine a little bit. Wait, this is live? Truth. Hi. Hi, Truth. Am I live? Are you here? In real time? At 8:22 p.m. Eastern Standard Time? on June 15th, 2025? Is that you? Is this a new feature? How they are subs and alive? Huh? Whatever do you mean? Is something weird on your end? Tell me, paint me a word picture. What's going on? Do I need to go take a peek? That is pretty cool. What do you mean? Wake up alarm is the first minute of Byzantine Divine Liturgy in English. That is splendid. Wait. Wow, this is my first time seeing subtitles in a live. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so I have automated subtitles both on Twitch and on YouTube. I set that up before I ever started streaming. So if you watch something else with subtitles, usually they stay on by default. So sometimes they just come up naturally. So here are my live subtitles. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't because I talk too fast. So sometimes the words don't match. But yeah, live subtitles, Twitch and YouTube. For accessibility, I remember being in a stream with Elio Icario. He's a butterfly. Well, I don't know if he's still a butterfly themed VTuber. He used to be a butterfly themed VTuber. We were playing Roblox together, and he and I had a viewer who was deaf, so she couldn't hear, and we didn't have subtitles set up. So as soon as the stream ended, I set up subtitles, so that way she could understand us. Her friend was watching the stream, and she was signing everything to her friend to interpret for her, which I thought was sweet. But we really should have accessible options. And there are a lot of people on YouTube that are learning English, so if it helps you, I think all of the VODs should also have subtitles. So feel free to enjoy those at your leisure, both live and offline, I guess. Yeah, I'm excited about that. That's really good. That's sweet. I'm glad that YouTube has these things and Twitch has these things for people who want to enjoy content but usually can't because of like a hearing thing, and because it's a VTuber, it's harder to read lips. So, you know, I think that's great. The internet sometimes does wonderful things to help other people. Puts a smile on my face. Yay! Aw. I'll head out now. God bless, Junie. Bye, John. Have a great rest of your day. Don't forget to read your Bible. Happy Father's Day if you're American. If not, happy Trinity Sunday. Both are good. John is such a great man. I agree. John is lovely. All of you new YouTube people are absolutely delightful. Wonderful. I'm excited to do more YouTube things for you guys. Hopefully, once the new model is out, or once I do more art, I hope to have some YouTube videos out. So, I already have a plan for a few different YouTube videos, so I'm really excited to share that with you guys. I'm just trying to find a way to do that as a VTuber, if that makes sense. So maybe I'll record starting next month. But I want to do like I want to try something because I've been doing this in my personal life. Following, I know some Christian girls do the like Proverbs 31 girl routine, which I think is cute. They wake up before the sun rises and they pray. They make food early, they take care of their physical health, and they go for like a run every day. What I want to do is try to like live like a monastic schedule for a week. So like follow the day-to-day routine of religious sisters that are cloistered to see, is it practical? It's not. I've already tried. And to see what that does in my spiritual life. You know, having to go to mass every day, praying 5 to 6 times every day. You know, I think would be really helpful. So it would be a fun a little thing to try, you know? And if I ever go on like a pilgrimage, I can record it and use little like pictures, kind of like, not necessarily like Jaden Animations, but like other VTubers that are like, or streamers or YouTubers, I guess, that are known to like use pictures as well as like actual video footage. So I'm gonna try and figure that out, but I want to do so in a way that doesn't like dox me. You know what I mean? So we'll figure it out. Junie, will you have streams devoted to Catholic mysticism / literature? Sometimes I realize that it's harder for me to read on stream. So what I might do is just start recording audio and uploading it to YouTube of books that are out of copyright that I can just read for you guys and upload it so you guys can listen to it. I don't think I have the greatest reading voice or cadence, but I think with some practice, I can upload books. Because, you know, sometimes it's easier to listen to spiritual readings, but not everything is accessible, you know? So it would be nice to have like audiobooks uploaded so you guys can listen to them or something. But I also want to do like VTuber things, you know? Like covers of songs, English and Japanese, maybe Spanish. I want to do like a lore video, you know, because I'm trying to do like the Catholic Christian thing and then also like the VTuber thing. And a lot of those things are the same thing. So I'm excited. Whatever God leads me to do, I will do it. But know that once my new model comes out, I want to upload YouTube shorts, YouTube videos, and merch. I'm planning out merch now. I'm really excited about it. I already have a theme. I'm working on an outfit for it. I don't know if I'll do like standees and keychains and everything right away, but I know that I want to do like tote bags and stuff. For anyone on YouTube that is seeing this right now, this is it's what I call deep fry, where I look really crunchy. It's a channel redeem on the Twitch side of things, so if someone redeems that, it looks crunchy. So nothing weird happened, don't worry, it's not you, it was just a redeem. We talk to you too much for you to read on stream. It's true. It's very true. I think I've been reaching a lot of my VTubing goals, actually, lately. So, I'm very thankful. What is... Wow! It goes, wow! Thank you, Mew. Oh my gosh. I wanted to say Moo, but also Mew at the same time. One of my Oshi's fans is called Moo. Sometimes she's on stream, and I don't realize that she's lurking. And I'll like look at my YouTube recap for the week, and it's like, these many people watched your streams, and I see her icon every week. So I know she's here. I know she's here sometimes. And that just touches my heart, you know? Mew! Yeah. Yeah. I merged the two. I merged them. But yeah. I look forward to 15 more days of streaming. Okay, maybe you'll see me somewhere else. YouTube, Twitch, and somewhere else. Who knows, though, for sure. Not me. I don't know a single thing. I do not think, therefore I am not. Yeah, I don't know. Someday we will just have a war swapping outfits. I mean, this is... I won't have another outfit toggle for a while for my new model. So... use all of the outfit swaps now, because you will not be having them for quite some time. I'm hoping to have, fingers crossed, a new outfit for my birthday. I think 2 outfits a year is appropriate, you know? Maybe more if, you know, if the Lord wills me to grow at a faster rate than I am now, then more outfits. more outfits a year. I do love my artist. It does depend on if she's busy or not, but she is the best. And then also me learning how to rig. I would have to re-rig all of the outfits. But I do have a base model for my new model, so that means I can just get an extra outfit, and that'll be that. But I'm still very small, so a lot of the things I do, I learn how to do them myself. So, baby steps. A war I can get behind. Yeah, no blood war, just switching outfits. I hope you guys don't miss the buns too much. I really do like the bubble braids. I think they're cute, but you know, times are a-changin'. Maybe I'll get them again like next summer, you know? Because I think it's a cute summer hairstyle. I do this to my hair sometimes, you know? So, yeah, maybe. But it is about 8:30-ish. I try not to go too long on Sundays because it's a rest day. And I don't do enough resting on my rest day. I did nap today. But I do need to just settle, you know, because next week, ooh, so many things are happening. So many things are happening next week. And I'm not necessarily ready for all of them to happen, but they will happen. So pray for me that everything works out. We're gonna find someone to raid on the Twitch side. You should probably already know this, but what? Hold on. Okay. But what do you get with a VIP redeem? You get the little diamond. The little VIP diamond. Lyles has redeemed it. I think Jam has redeemed it. And anyone that has seen me IRL has VIP status in my chat. So, if you'd like to get VIP on Twitch, it doesn't do anything necessarily special. I think I can set up VIPs to see everything in the subscribers chat on Discord. So if you have both, maybe. I think already if you're a mod by default, you can see everything in the subscribers chat because I added it. So I might just manually add all of the VIPs to see everything in the subscribers thing. You get VIP if we meet you in person? Yes. I'm smaller right now, so yeah, for now. So I think Map Hack has it. Yenza had it on her old account. Brenna, she has it. Faithy Lou has it. Dan has it. I think Homs has it. Moth Bomb, because she's my mom. She sees me all the time. I live with her. So Reach, yes. If you go to Reach and you meet me in person on Reach, remind me and I will make you VIP. Yeah. Asking for a friend, but is there a way to hit the streamer? You can give me a head pat. Are you gonna attack me? On a Sunday? And I have it. You have what? I just stumbled across you. LOL. Hi. Do you have what? Have what? Thank you. Did the headpats work? I didn't see it. I looked away. I apologize. I wasn't paying attention. Let me try again. Let me make sure. Boop. Boop. Oh, yeah. I don't know what you were talking about. VIP, I think? LOL. Yeah, VIP on the channel. Yeah. I give VIP to people in my family. Obviously. People who get it via the redeem on Twitch. And then people who have met me IRL. So, well, Milk, what kind of doodle bug do you want? I'll draw it this week. So you have to give me an art supply, a color, and a bug. Okay? Can you handle? Because I haven't drawn one in a very long time, so that's actually great. I miss drawing those little scribbles, and I found a brush that I really like, so this is about to be peak. Okay. I cannot handle. Well, wake up, wake up, wake up! You better start handling it, because peak. Yeah. So, you must tell me. I thought about taking commissions to do those little doodles that move I like them. It's just a GIF. And you just draw the image over, like, 3 to 4 times so it looks like the lines are wiggling. I know a lot of the time when people do those, like, wiggle arts, they only do 2 frames or maybe 3. Sometimes I'm really feeling it and I do 4, you know. Why not? Yeah, but you tell me what you would like, and I will do it. Are you ready now? I have a pen and paper ready for you. So, and if you don't know now, please just, I guess, DM me. That'd make it easier. Hold on! Okay, I'm holding. This is... You redeemed it! Don't look at me! I thought you knew what you wanted. Listen. I'm just asking. I'm just asking. But yeah, schedule will be out tomorrow. It's likely that I will stream at 3 o'clock tomorrow. Minecraft, not on the Pixelmon server, but on the Lucid Multimedia server. I can DM you. What info do you need? Bug. Color. And art supply. For example, crayon, colored pencil, paintbrush, or paint itself, or paint tube. Could be yarn. Could be a knitting needle. Inky once did a protractor. Could be a ruler. Or something like that. You know. And then we will make you a doodlebug. I made a whole sheet of doodlebugs on MS Paint of you guys. I don't remember which one was yours because I didn't label them. But they ended up being very cute. No, I did label them, I think. I don't remember which one you made. It was in February, and it was probably like about... How many hours into streaming were we at that point? At least 9 hours in. But yeah, whatever you want, I will make it. If you want to DM it, that's totally fine. Okay. We'll find someone to raid. Quickly, before the ads go! Oh, brother. So, one of the problems about having VTube Studio full screen, for whatever reason for me, is that, it'll freak out. I can't open other tabs. Guys, please remind me to buy a mouse this week. It's been... How many weeks has it been where I'm like, oh, guys, I need a new scroll wheel on my mouse. I need to get a new mouse. It's been at least 2 months. Can you do the paper design like you did for your one profile picture? Oh, yeah. I'll figure out how to do that on Krita. I haven't done that before on that software, so I don't know how to do it. I might have to pull out the trusty old iPad. Who knows? Oh, gosh. I'm lagging. Okay. Mel is streaming, so we're gonna raid her, I think. Unless... Riff doesn't stream as often, so maybe we'll raid Riff. I haven't seen Riff in a while. We'll raid Riff. Yeah. Okay. Raid. Riff Mythic. Is Riff on YouTube? Yes, he makes music. But is he a streamer on YouTube? I don't think so. Oops. I move my camera to be closer when I'm doing just chatting streams because I don't need to do anything but chat most of the time. So if I move around, I get out of the tracking range. Okay, schedule tomorrow. It will be posted on YouTube. It will be posted on Twitch. It will be posted on Discord twice. It will be posted on X tomorrow. Expect me to stream at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please remember to read your Bible today. If you haven't, eat something. Drink water. Coffee is not water. And take care of yourself. And I will see you tomorrow. Goodbye.